Alright guys, my name is Deja Gamble, and this year I serve as your state reporter, and today I'm going to be talking about running for office and everything you need to know. So what makes a good officer? These are just some of the qualities I think are the most important. I have leadership, ability to listen, teamwork, involvement, patience, and personality. Like I said before, these are just the ones I think are the most important. There are a multitude of qualities that make a good officer. These are just my personal favorites. And you don't have to have every single one of these. If you lack patience, that's something you can learn over time. It's not going to be the determining factor as if you make an office or not. There's two types of offices in Texas. You have your regional presidents and your state officers, and the regional presidents represent each region in Texas, and they're responsible for leading and organizing the fall and regional conferences. They assist the state officer team at the state conference, and you serve as a Texas delegate at the national conference. And something that's a little bit different is you're elected at your regional conference rather than at the state conference. So I can't exactly tell you how the process goes because it varies depending on what region you're in. And then for state officers, there's a lot more offices you can choose from. You have your president, vice president, associate vice president, secretary, reporter, historian, parliamentarian, and sergeant at arms. Now, you don't have to run for president if you don't want to. You can run for a reporter or secretary. It just depends on whatever you want to be. And our responsibilities include helping with FLCs and RLCs. We plan, organize, and run the state conference. We're delegates at nationals, and we get to meet with teachers and administrators at a conference in July, and we tell them everything about BPA, and we try to get them to join. And there's also other things we do throughout the year. These are just some that we have to do. And we also take ideas from y'all, the delegation, and we take them to the rest of the state officer team and the state officer coordinator. And sometimes if we think this is something we can implement, we will take it to the board of directors to see if we can get it approved. So how to run, you're going to fill out the application on the Texas BPA website and have all required documents signed. And you also want to have a good campaign manager because when you're stressing out, you need someone who knows you well enough to say, you can do it. And they're also kind of like an extension of you. And you have to have your advisor write you a letter of recommendation. You have to have a well-written resume, and I would say it's about quality and not quantity. We don't want to see everything you've done in the past 15 years of your life, but we do want to see that you're involved in important things that are meaningful to you. You have to write a 100-word statement about why you want to be an officer and what you can do for BPA, and then you get to plan for the campaign rally, which is my favorite part about running for an office. So how do you get to the application? You're going to go to texasbpa.com. You click on for students, and then you select the handbook for the office you're running for. So I'm going to show you how to get there. So you go to texasbpa.com, and I have already clicked on for students, and then you just select whatever handbook you want to run for. So say I want to run for a state office again. I'd click on the state officer handbook, and these are uploaded for the 2015-2016 officer year. So you can go ahead and get started now rather than waiting. And if you have any questions, you can contact Shania Calloway. She is your student representative on the board of directors. And this just has everything you need to know about BPA and the officer process and qualifications and application process. So print it out now, study it. It's going to be very valuable to you. I probably printed out 10 different copies of my handbook because I kept losing it. So put it in a safe place so you don't have to waste paper. And you can get started on it now rather than waiting close to the deadline to get everything in. And that's all I have for my presentation. I would say look forward to Paulina Quo's coming out in a couple of weeks. And if I don't see you before state conference, I guess, then have a good break and enjoy the new year. And I will see you all hopefully in Dallas, Texas, which is my hometown, at the State Leadership Conference this coming up March. Y'all have a good break, guys.